Just you wait and see. Work's done and the weekend's here. I'm up at dawn, gotta make it clear. The hunt is on, I'm feeling that fire. Got FOMO bad and I'm down to the wire. Rolling out in the morning light, chasing that beast that's out of sight. Got my spot all picked out right, gonna score that bottle tonight. Oh, but the whiskey tubers got there first, left me standing feeling cursed. No JD, no Wild Turkey's best, no Russell's 15 left on the shelf. Guess I'll see if I like the rest. Charlie, Jeff, and Rob SS, sipping up all the liquid joy. Cast 529, got the last sweet sip. Guess I need to learn to double click and hit scribe quick. Walk in the store, see a big guy there. I asked, did you score? What did you snap?
I could reach out. That could be one of our things we do. You know, we're talking about doing these commercials or these ads or these videos for these different products. I can reach out to a manufacturer that makes it today, get one, and you do the video. And sit there and go, oh, I'm riding the bike and going
with the glitter in my hand and bourbon.
No doubt that.
All right, no, hold
on.
on, Torp. It does not say who is in my ass. Oh my God, it does. If you separate it, it just says who's in my ass.
In my ass.
Oh shit.
Who in my ass?
Sub to Bourbon and Ballz and find something new. So I'll raise my glass to the whiskey crew. Those tubers know just what to do.
We're muted. No, we're not.
I thought we weren't muted. Hey, guys. You unmute us? Can you hear us?
Let's hope
No
not.
audio? Don't you go there, Brian.
All right. Let's get this show rolling tonight.
Don't you go there, Brian.
What are you talking about?
Brian says no audio.
Are you serious? Hold on. Brian, are you messing with us right now? You know what? I think the whole chat's messing with us. Yeah, see, Miss Lori J.
Thank you.
She's the good one. She's the one I can trust. Well, doggone, audio is good. Yeah, you know what? You guys are in for a perfect show.
Yeah.
You know how you have like a no-hitter? We're gonna in baseball, we're gonna look for a perfect game.
Good
Perfect
luck.
show.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we won't get too far into it. But at least we got audio.
We have audio, yes.
All right, guys. Well, here we go. So hashtag proper for our guest tonight. You guys have questions lined up for them. Have at it. They're going to be a little unique tonight than what we normally have in the past.
Right.
These are actually not a distiller. This is actually a place that you can go visit in Louisville. It is the biggest whiskey bar, right?
Right. It's
in the world.
It's the largest American whiskey bar in the world. They're located in Louisville, Kentucky. They do have a barrel pick club, but they don't distill. They are a restaurant, and the two that we have on tonight, they're the owners of Watch Hill proper.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally have never been there, but if you check out on YouTube, they do have a YouTube channel, and they do bottle reviews. And it looks like a really cool place. We're gonna have to go there when we go down.
They have festivals. They're known for their festivals. So we're gonna learn all. Well, I'm gonna learn everything about them tonight.
Right.
Maybe you guys in chat know a little bit more about it than we do, but we're all gonna learn together as far as who they are, what they're all about. They have their own YouTube video too, so I encourage you guys to follow them as well. They actually got us introduced to a bourbon we didn't know about.
Right.
A big bourbon.
A big bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they were one of
about that.
They were, I think, the first and one of the only other channels that did a review of this bourbon. And that kind of turned us onto it. So we'll have that tonight.
All right. So let's say cheers to everybody. We shall say cheers to Gary McDonald, one of our newest Patreon members, by the way.
Welcome, Gary. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. And those who are already in our paid Patreon, I might remind you, I sent out an email earlier today. If you guys have a birthday, good Lord, you guys are alive.
And there we're off the rails.
Yeah, there you go. If you guys have a birthday out there, for those who don't, you don't qualify. For those who have a birthday out there, email us at bourbonandballz@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we will get your guys' birthday pours accordingly. Our goal is to get them in advance,
right?
Which we don't do that on this show. Is to turn over a new leaf and get those celebratory pours out to you for your birthday, because I think it should be celebrated. And so you just have to be any level paid Patreon to be that. So just email us. I got everybody else's that emailed me today. They're all logged into our calendar,
right?
So we know when to send us. But anyways,
and now we're going to go retro back to January, correct?
Yes, we are going to go retro back to January. So anyways, Gary, you made me think of that. So cheers to our Patreon member. I appreciate you. Torp, the living, thank you as always. Stan Sabic, thank you as always. And we can't go without saying hope your dad is doing well. Mr. Tanko, David, thanks to you. David B, another one of our newest Patreon members. Appreciate you guys. Yes, David B, long time no see. Yeah, I saw you about an hour ago. We were on Whiskey Sippers.
Yep.
That went really well. I learned he does some pretty good barrel picks.
He does. Yes, he does.
So, So, all right. Let's see. Cheers to Brian and Shauna over at Cast 529. And don't forget, June 7th is their meetup.
Right.
Which we'll probably talk more about after the interview. Yes, Jenny B, will you have audio? We have audio. So I know the disappointment. You guys are very disappointed. But we have guests today. So therefore, we have to be on our best behavior. So,
well, Brian says for sure, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Bortner, cheers to you. Thank you for coming on. Yes, Dan Bidet commercial coming on. Chipotle. We did have Chipotle for dinner.
We
How
did.
they know?
I don't know, but because I think you said that too. You told Todd that we were gonna have.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, we were having Chipotle.
Yeah, we scarfed that thing like a moped.
Yeah, we did quickly.
Shauna, cheers to you. Thanks for coming on. Matt B, original OG. Charlie's Bout. No, we're just gonna go past that. I'm gonna quit highlighting that. Cheers all. Hey, Mr. Shank. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. As always. Gandy Road, my milkshake buddy. Thanks for coming on. Mr. Glandon. Always nice to hear from you, and always nice to hear what your travels lead to as far as all the bottles that you run into.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Lori J. Well, I gotta imagine Mr. Lori J is on here too.
Yeah.
Cheers to you all. Appreciate you guys coming on. David B. Thank you.
There's
Mr. Richie J. Appreciate you coming on. Tom Black.
Yep.
Yes, y'all started without me. Well, we kind of started late, a few minutes late, so we got to get caught up.
Yep.
The World Traveler, Mr. C.A. Scotty. Thanks for
Welcome.
coming on. I always enjoy to see where he's at nowadays. Yes. See, Rick Calloway say our audio is
Nice. Rick Calloway is a new name for me, though. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Welcome.
Okay. So, all right. Very good. And then Mr. Tommy Adams. Cheers. Can't wait to hear about. We can't wait to hear about Watch Hill proper as well. We're going to learn a lot all together here. Mr. Volgasang, the OG, thanks for coming on. He's everywhere. Whiskey Sippers, thank you for coming on. Alan Adams, thank you again. New patrons, you guys are coming in droves, and we generally appreciate it.
Yeah,
and that's why we announced the birthday thing again today too, because the more people get in it, we just put the money back into Patreon, and the more
more in the show,
and the more things you guys get. So you guys are just basically feeding yourselves. So to speak. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that. So, all right. Let's see here. Any announcements while I'm going through this? Zach McCormick. Thanks, everybody, for coming on. Appreciate it. Again, it's hashtag proper is the free giveaway tonight. And due to our guests that we're going to have on here. By the way, they do have a YouTube channel. I highly recommend you guys follow that. They have some well-experienced reviews, and we're going to talk about one in particular here in a minute. We're going to get them on. They are in the green room. We will bring them on here in a minute. The Bourbon Bitch, cheers to you. Thanks for coming on. It's been a minute. I appreciate you joining us. I think we might be.
Let us all Bourbon Life for the Patio on there as well. Bourbon Nerd might have been.
If we did,
there he
is. Yes, we did. Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you coming on. Let's see here. Torp, whatever. Behavior is subjective. It is be subjective. We do have guests though, so we gotta be nice.
Yeah.
Not that we're not mean or anything. It's just I gotta watch my mouth.
He does.
Yeah. So
it is.
So
right here.
Real quick, any luck? Husky Don said he might be watching, but not how the energies do most posts. Hey, you know what? Just watching is good enough for us.
Yeah. Hey, Husky.
I appreciate that. Let's see here. I discovered you. How do I get on the Patreon to join? So if someone could politely put our Patreon link up there, you have to kind of do some digging. If you could put that on there, I would greatly appreciate it while we do all this.
Yep, it's Bourbon and Ballz 24, I think is the name.
Dude, don't be sending it wrong. They go to somebody else.
I know.
Yes. George Woodcock, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
I appreciate you always for coming on. Let's see here.
John Shank.
Yeah, we did that.
Yep.
And then I think we're getting caught up, and now we
Donald Smith.
Cheers to you. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you as always. All right, I think we are caught up, and we are going to bring in our guests.
Okay.
Josh and Tommy from Watch Hill Proper, and we are going to get into what they're all about. I cannot wait to talk to these fellas. Guys, welcome to Bourbon and Ballz.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
How are you?
Thank you. We are excited to bring you guys on for a myriad of reasons, and we'll get into it here in a little bit. But real quick, so there's going to be some viewers here that are watching live tonight and also in our replay. We've kind of heard about you guys, or not we. I know who you guys are, but some of us are probably maybe new, and when they go down to the bourbon trail, it's not sometimes just about always going on the trails. Like, hey, where's a good place to eat, things like that.
Right.
Why don't you guys introduce yourselves as far as who you guys are, how you guys came to be, and I'll plug in some other questions.
Tommy, you go.
Yeah, my name's Tommy Craggs, one of the half ownership of Watch Hill Proper with Josh. I tell the story. Josh and I were bleacher dads. We used to watch our kids play baseball, and Josh has an engineering firm. I was at Heaven Hill at the time. We would talk bourbon, sitting there watching the game. Occasionally, Josh may bring some of his clients up for out of state down to Heaven Hill, give them kind of a behind the scenes tour. We just started talking about bourbon. I had been in the game for a long time. Josh kind of got that itch that you get when you're just everybody was going through it, wanting to be not so much in the industry or whatever, but people were buying bourbon and that type of thing. And so he was looking for a way to kind of get into it. I loved that idea, and so we put our heads together. And I say this all the time, if you would have asked us if Watch Hill Proper is what we thought we were going to get when we decided to do this, it's a resounding no. We're very blessed. We're the largest American whiskey bar in the world. We had no intentions setting out to be that, but it's one of the things. It got to here, and then, well, we're already here, so we might as well go to here. And then we're already here, and we might as well go to here. And so, we ended up with Michael Crouch as our chef. We ended up with one of the best mixologists in the world. And, there you go. And so that's in a nutshell, and I'll let Josh fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Josh House. All that's true. So,
Well, I hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not a lot. Yeah. Not a lot to add. I mean, we figured if we were going to do this, we wanted to do it right. So, kind of our purpose in creating it was to bring the inaccessible whiskeys and bourbons to the masses and make them accessible. So, we feel like we do that for the most part. Obviously there are things that are very expensive on our menu that are more rare and hard to find, but what do we have? Weller Antique for $12, Weller Green for $8 every day. So, those types of things, you can't just walk into bars. We wanted to make the Buffalo Trace stuff very accessible. We wanted to make a lot of single barrels and support local, through the Kentucky Vintage Spirits Law. We've got the ability to put barrel picks on our menus and things of that nature. So we have a lot of single barrel bottles from around the state, around Louisville, from other, bars and restaurants and liquor stores. We support small distilleries. I think we have 42 different states represented on our menu. So our whole goal is not just to, get the precious, double eagles and those types of things. Well, they're cool and everything, but it's more about trying to find the whiskeys that are out there that people are doing really, really well and exposing them to the masses and trying to, build up the little guy a little bit. So, but yeah, and I think we're pretty well accomplished in that, I think.
Right. So we came across you guys, and this is one of our giveaways tonight. And I'd like for you guys to maybe elaborate that. You guys did a video, I would say about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, on the Larrikin, that deep purple. You guys gave that an astounding review. Why don't you talk about a little bit that? I see Josh smiling a little bit, and
I had it last night.
Oh, you did. So we were able to get our hands on it ourselves. And honestly, we did that based on your guys' review because you guys blew that out of the water.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't, every day you don't, it's getting a little bit more out there, but, I think Coy Hill and things of that nature brought the 140 proof hazmat. Obviously, like the old George T. Staggs and things of that nature have been around, but you just don't get, a 9-year-old 140 proof whiskey or Kentucky bourbon for that matter every day. And, here's this little distillery out of Lawrenceburg putting out a 9-year-old 143 proof, single barrel whiskey or something. So it's pretty impressive. And we tasted it, and it tastes purple. It was very grapish, lots of those types of flavors. And, honestly, I think everybody drinks it. They're like, wow, it actually tastes purple. So I think they named it correctly, and it's quite good. And for not, I think price point wise, if you want to get your hands on a bottle of hazmat that's not going to break the bank, that's a really good choice.
Yeah, we had Greg on the show from Larrikin. It's been
right afterwards.
Right after.
We went on a Larrikin kick.
Yeah.
Good. It's good stuff.
And he was telling us that he had a couple cases set aside, and his wife found them and made him put it back on the market, and he was only allowed to keep one bottle, I think he said.
Yeah. No, I've been a fan of theirs for a couple of years. That I think they were Lawrenceburg Whiskey Company or Distilling Company or whatever it was back then. And we had them in our bourbon festival year number 1, I think, wasn't it, Tommy? I think the first year we did it, and they were just killing it. Like, we'd go out there and check out the distilleries that were in our festival, and they always almost seemed like they always had the biggest line. People were just digging what they were doing back then, and they rebranded, and they just put out good products, good bottle and bond, good flagship products. And for a small distillery, they're the example of who we try to support. Buffalo Trace doesn't need our support, although we give it to them. They just don't really need it. But when we can highlight a small distillery that's really producing really good bourbon, and they're doing a good job with it, that's people are always out there looking for that. It's like, well, I can't find this, and I can't find that, and I can't find that. Well, like, what do you recommend, that's easier to find? And so you can point them to things like that, and spread the wealth a little bit.
And that's one of the things we do as well. We like to focus more on the small craft distillers. We've had a couple of the big boys on, and we could probably have more of them, but we find that going to the craft distiller, they got a lot more to offer, I guess you could say, a lot more variety, and they're able to pivot a lot more depending on what kind of trends are going on in the market. And that's kind of where our niche has kind of been, is bringing in these smaller distillers and trying to help promote them and support them as much as we can.
Tommy, are we doing a single barrel with them? Like next month or something? Yeah,
we're doing a single barrel with them. And, just to go back a couple seconds, is they're very appreciative. The smaller guys, they really appreciate it. Not exaggerating. Got a phone call this afternoon from a guy who has been coming into Watch Hill basically since the day that we opened up the doors. And this last iteration of our menu, he and another guy have a bourbon that they've been working on, and it was on the menu. And you can't believe, him flipping through the book, and he sees his bourbon. He just called me. He goes, "It's just amazing." If you've ever seen our bourbon book, it reads, it's not for the faint of heart. You gotta, you gotta be ready.
I bet that was quite an amazing feat for him. It's almost like a musician hearing your own song on the radio.
Absolutely, that's exactly absolutely.
So real quick, we're going to have some questions throughout, and I may, interject these things. But guys in the chat, if you guys have questions, please begin with the word question. That way I can kind of easily locate it. But our first question of the night comes from Torp. He's asking, what defines a great chef for Watch Hill proper? Any fun examples, like add some rum to the coconut shrimp batter, tequila, Hollandaise sauce? You got any examples that we should talk about? And then before we get to that answer, where exactly, we didn't ask that, we didn't say this, where exactly are you guys located so our viewers know?
Well, we're in Prospect, Kentucky. So in Norton Commons community, we're on the north side of that. So the newer section that's being built just off Chamberlain Lane there. So if you're not familiar with Kentucky, it's basically where the Interstate 71 and Interstate 265, the Gene Snyder, kind of come together right there, and there's the exit right off of that ramp. So we're kind of on the northeast side of town, about 15 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes from downtown Louisville.
Okay, Awesome. So the question back to that is, as far as your guys' chef, got any fun
boy.
examples of that?
You can take that one.
You know, well, with Michael, our chef. So here's the thing about Michael Crouch. Michael Crouch has been a local / regional chef around here for many years, and so his reputation kind of precedes him, and he's just very innovative. He's been on the Food Network several times with his kind of his signature dish is his lobster hush puppy and his pasta bolognese, and so. When we ended up with Michael Crouch, it was kind of a little bit of a shock because, nobody knew anything about us. And we knew a guy who has a little TV show, a local TV show. And he said, hey, Michael Crouch, maybe we'll sit down and talk to you all. And Josh and I just kind of were like, Michael Crouch isn't going to come in. He doesn't know anything about us. We hit gravel on the floor. And so a long story short, he wanted to be a part of it. And he said that basically those words, he said, look, our tagline from the start was nothing foreign, nothing clear, and no beer. And so he said, if you all are silly enough to do, and hold true to that statement and only do American whiskey and cocktails with American whiskey in them, I got to be a part of it. And so our menu has certainly grown from not just a very, detailed and overwhelming American whiskey, but our wine list and our cocktails. And so we've held true to the nothing foreign, nothing clear, no beer. But, he wanted to be a part of it. And so there is not a better fit out there for Watch Hill proper than Michael Crouch, as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I was going to say. So like what makes him a good fit for us is just like when we met, we kind of hit it off right away. He has a very similar outlook on business and outlook on how we run things. We're not going to get too tight about anything. We're going to be loose. We're going to be willing to make mistakes. And he's just kind of a fun guy to be around. He's a jokester. He loves his bourbon. We're putting a rye out with his name on it here in a couple of months. The chef's series of a whiskey, but he does stupid posters for dinners and things. So he's a comical guy. So he was just a really good fit for us because we didn't take ourselves too seriously, and he that's kind of him.
So all chefs. So let me just interject. All chefs are prima donnas.
Yeah,
we all are. They all have these enormous heads. So just take a guess at what is on the cover of Michael's bottle. A picture, Michael.
Well, I'll tell you what, you had me at lobster hush puppies.
Oh, dude, you gotta come and you can't believe it. It's that good.
Well, we have elevated food, so yeah, it's not bar food by any means. It's going to be type of food that you would take. It's white tablecloth type experience without the white tablecloth. So you get we got tuna tartare, we've got steak tartare, we've got escargot on the menu. We have nice things, but we also have steaks and pasta. And, so our dishes are, recognizable to some degree, but they're not, and they're, $30 to some degree. Some are a little more expensive, but, it's a elevated experience, and that's kind of how we categorize our food as elevated. So it's very well done. People are always impressed when they come in. It's kind of above expectations on what they thought the food was going to be like.
He does seafood very well, and so his seafood's usually been out of the ocean about 24 or 30 hours. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you mentioned you're going to have a rye, the chef's blend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys don't distill your own, do you? You do barrel picks and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, we have a brand now, so we buy barrels that are ready for bottling. So we're buying mature barrels. And putting them in bottles. And so we have a bottle club. That's kind of what we push. So we have a bottle club, and we use Whiskey Thief does all of our. Yeah, so they hold all. They've got warehouse all of our barrels. They do the manufacturing, the production. They do the bottling, the labeling, the whole deal. And so we help. Tommy and Chris Ballou, our GM, they do the blends. So we just kind of take what we have in inventory. We start playing around and come up with a blend. And so every month, generally every month, we put out a new batch of either bourbon or rye whiskey. So
so we've been to Whiskey Thief a few times.
I think that's one of the best places on.
Yeah, it is one of the best places on the trail. I mean,
you're not alone.
Yeah, we got them coming on the show in middle of June, I think. Yeah.
So, but it's awesome. Hey, Donald Smith wants to know: are there memberships to Watch Hill proper, and what are they? If you could elaborate.
That sounds like Josh.
Oh, does it? So we do have memberships. So it's open to the public. You don't need to have a membership to come in. It's more of what we would consider a frequent flyer membership type program. So if you come a lot, or if you're going to do like private events, if you're going to do anything special there, membership's going to more than pay for itself. So we do offer memberships. They're, I think, $75 a month, $900 a year range. And so for example, a Friday night room rental is going to be $750 plus plus your food and beverage.
Yeah.
And if you're a member, that fee is waived. So if you're a business owner, things of that nature, if you got a small business and you want to host, clients and things, it's a really, it's good. Members get 15% off everything they purchase. They get, special perks and treatments and different things. There's a whole list of amenities to being a member. So, but if you're just gonna, if you're out of town, or if you're just going to come a couple of times a year, by all means, just make a reservation. Come on out.
Well, I've noticed, Josh, and your guys' website, by kind of looking around, you also have out of state residents membership for those who
we have different levels. So spouse or corporate or out of state. Out of state's pretty cheap. I think it's only like $300 a year.
Yeah, it was pretty inexpensive, and man, that'd be great for me though.
Yeah, and they get, our members get first act. Like, so when Chef's Bottle comes out, that the members are going to get first shot at that. The members get first shot of all of our events. We do an event at least once a week. And like Whiskey Festival, we have VIP sections, and so the members get first shot at all those things before we release them to the public. So we try to treat our members good.
Yeah. Now speaking of the Whiskey Festival, you guys just announced, I guess, I'll let you go ahead and talk about it. When is the next Whiskey Festival?
August 16th. Yeah, it should be number 3. Number three. Yeah. Number 3.
And that's going to be at where exactly?
Yeah, we do it right out front. Yeah, we've got a big courtyard, and there's some property that's not been built on yet. It's still kind of grassy and awaiting the next buildings to surround us. So we take up those lots, and we put a bunch of tents out there, and we have a whiskey garden, we call it. So this year it's 29 distilleries in there. So we'll bring in 29 distilleries. You buy a ticket to get in that distillery area, and it's just free samples. Take it easy.
And this year will be different, just because we're incorporating a wine walk.
Yeah.
Like I said, our focus for the longest time has been American whiskey. Our wine list is second to none. I think it's becoming just as important as our whiskey list, to be honest. And so we're having that. And last year we had just sporadic few vendors, and this year we'll have, I don't know, hopefully we have 25 or 30 vendors along with the wine walk, along with the big number of distilleries. So, and really good music. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, we got start music at 4 all the way to the end, and then we got food trucks and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a good day to come out. Hopefully the weather's good, and you can just come out and drink and enjoy the music and have a good day.
So is there you say there's a ticket for the distilleries. Is there a ticket just to get in, or how's that work?
No, it's free. You can come in, bring a lawn chair, and just park and get some food out of the buy your drinks, and buy your food just a la carte.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or you like I said, it's what, $50 I think to get into the whiskey garden. So it's, once you get in there, it's 29 distilleries worth of samples when you get in there, and the wine garden is 35 maybe.
If you make it all the way through the 29, we do have a wheelbarrow at the
I was
end,
gonna say.
and then we just chauffeur your butt right on out. It's pretty cool.
You earn yourself an Uber and a wheelbarrow is what you earn. So, yeah.
So one of our people in chat, I know this is probably one of those questions you get a lot, but it's interesting asking this question for someone who has the biggest whiskey bar in the world. But simply put, Mr. Border wants to know, what is your best-selling bourbon? I don't know if you can track it down to one, but if you could name a few, that'd be great.
Boy, I'd have to look it up. I mean, typically it's Weller, antique Weller Greens.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
so
to
funny.
think what else. I mean, as far as like from our perspective, I bet Old Granddad's up there because that's what's in our old fashioned, and we sell a ton of old fashions. So we have a fantastic old fashioned. So, but as far as like on a neat pour on on a rock, it's probably a Weller if I had to guess.
Okay.
As soon as I saw that question pop up, I looked to my left. Our GM is actually sitting about
What's he
20
say?
feet from me. And so, do you have a
Based on inventory right now, Weller Red.
he said based on inventory right now, Weller Red is probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured something like that. Yeah.
I got a question. What would be something out there, like if I come to you guys and we're kind of in that, we're past the legacy kind of stuff. Not that we don't go to it, but
Right.
we really dig into the craft stuff. Perhaps something that I might have never heard of that people don't know about, but man, they need some publicity on this one. What would you be like? You know what? Try this for a minute.
We just talked about one of them for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
Larrikin's one.
Larrikin for sure.
I don't know that many people know about Fourgate, to be honest with you, around the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't talk about them very much. They're a little higher end. They're usually $150, $200 a bottle, but there's very few things that are consistently as good as that. Old Carter would be another very, very small label.
Yeah, Old Carter, who's a member here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, both of them are. We have a lot of interaction with the owners of Fourgate and Mark Carter with Old Carter. Those are $200 bottle range, but they are, the way I describe it is you can blindfold yourself and just run your finger down the list of their expressions and pick one, and it'll be amazing. I mean, there's not a bad one in the bunch.
I agree. Short Barrel is another one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've had
like
short
barrel.
barrel. Yeah.
Short Barrel. And we
out
have
of Atlanta.
We have two members here that have I think one of them is Magnolia and the other is Horseshoe, and they're really tiny, and they have we've put them in blind tastings against. We love to see Blanton's kind of get his butt kicked every now and then.
Yeah.
So we put some, nothing against Blanton's. I mean, people love them, and that's fine. If that's what you dig on, then that's fine. But we love, they are really a really small blending team, husband and wife blending team. They make good whiskey. They're putting
Magnolia was that's my first love in the craft hysteria. Distillery. They had an absolutely great single barrel. It was fantastic, and I was like, "Who the hell are these people?"
And they're right out of Ohio, right up around Columbus.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, we love
it. Could be a different one, but is that the right one? Is that them? All right, good job. Yeah. I was trying to think. The Barrel House down in Lexington.
Oh yeah,
super small distillery. They're always fantastic. Their single barrels are amazing. And then K. Luke has been something we've been going to a little bit here lately too. So K. Luke is another friend of Watch Hill proper, and he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
So Bourbon and Ballz, how far might you guys be? I can't that far.
Owensboro.
Owensboro is where I was born. That's about a 2-hour drive from Louisville.
Yeah, from there. Yeah.
Well, Owensboro, I mean, obviously Green River. I like what they're doing over there, right?
It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I think they need to, get a little more age on their stuff. But I'll tell you, they're popular in a lot of these blends. They're making their mark. So I think once Bardstown bought them,
Yep.
They kind of took them to another level. And so,
True.
I think there's going to be some good stuff coming out of that distillery here.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
talked to.
and,
I remember I talked to Aaron Harris, and
Mhm.
it was the funny story because I told him, I said, "Dude, I said, no offense, I said, but your guys' Green River a couple years ago was just straight out garbage." And I said, and I did. I said, we guys had you guys lately. I said, and actually, it's a different. Did you guys go to a different mash bill? He's like, no, Charlie. He's like, actually, we stuck to everything correctly, but we were just cleaning ever since Bardstown took over.
Yeah, it was just wrong.
Yeah, they cleaned out their lines better. They had a better guideline as far as how to do the bourbons. It just changed who they are, and of course, that's the time when Foolproof came out too.
Yeah.
So they were hitting on all cylinders at that point.
Yeah, no, I think we're huge fans of Bardstown Bourbon Company and everything they do, and so I think they'll raise Green River's level, to be good quality stuff.
Yeah, one of the things, and I'm going to beat Charlie to the punch here, but we've got a brand up here that we are really high on. In fact, we helped them blend the next batch. It's called W.H. McBrayer, the judge.
We got him in here.
Yeah, we've got a bunch
Oh, really?
of
Bill
bottles.
McGrath?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. What a great guy.
Yeah. So
That was like his grandpa or something, wasn't it? Or his
Like one of his, the generational things, and the fact that
Mhm.
his tie-ins with E.H. Taylor and the whole Mary Dowling and the whole group down there in the 1850s. What a fascinating heritage of his family line, of his bloodlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a handful of his stuff.
Question here, Cast 529. They're all about meetups, by the way, which we're all about as well as far as joining them. They have if you're an out-of-state member, is the meeting room. Did you hear that, Brian and Shauna? I think that might be one of our meetups.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you're not going to use it very often, so we appreciate members coming in and using our stuff. So absolutely.
All right, I don't want to ask this, but he donated some money, so I got to ask this question. Whiskey Sipper asks, "Have you ever tried Fresh?" There's a joke behind all that, but I got to ask: have you guys ever tried Fresh?
I did.
You know what I love about this? You guys paused so long.
I don't know what it is.
No, I did. They're in Lexington, I believe, and so
Can you explain this?
So Fresh is the first African American couple, with our husband and wife, I believe.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it's just young. That's all. I mean, I don't really have any, and it's just like Green River. They're going to get there. I can remember drinking the Discovery series of Bardstown. I can
Discovery
remember
one is not good.
and it was not good. Fresh will get there. They're going to up their game just as Green River has, and just as the Bro Brothers here locally will. They will up their game. Bro Brothers are now doing a lot of stuff with a distillery that we're really good friends with. We know that once they got involved with them, their game will elevate. So, I don't know a lot about Fresh. I did. I had a sample of it. It's just young. I'm not going to bash it.
Would you say that you said they're starting out with their own stuff, where maybe Castle Key is right now, like where they want to be, right?
I would say that they're
Castle
farther
Key is
along.
another good example. Like when they first came out, it was not ready. And
No, their 7-year weeded is fantastic.
It is now. Yeah.
Yep, it is now. And I wish they'd have started out with that as their introductory, right?
Well, right. So, I mean, Bardstown did the same thing. Bardstown was too young when they first came out, and you don't fault them for that. They've got to make money, right? Like they've been sitting on this stuff and just spending money like crazy. And so it's like, as soon as they have anything that's drinkable, they're going to put it out, and you don't blame them for that. But it's hard. You always want to try to get people to come back for that second bottle and that third bottle, right? And the first one's not good. It's hard to get over that stigma of what that you've created of like, oh, it's not that good. And so you've put this brand out there. Peerless did that too. Peerless came out pretty early. It was a little young. They were expensive. And it was like, I don't know about this company. And now the stuff they put out's amazing. But you've still got that initial first impression was, it's just not that great. So it's like, you don't blame them, but you wish they could just kind of hang on for a couple more years before they put that stuff out, because it's just like it'll get better. Just hang on to it.
Yeah, we encourage people to go back to Castle and Key at this point, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have to.
And one of our very young on staff members at Watch Hill actually runs the tasting rooms for Fresh, so that's kind of cool. So he texts me all the time, and he's asking bourbon questions, and so it's cool. No,
yeah.
Zach McCormick wants to ask, do you ever sell barrel picks in your store? I think he answered that before, but go ahead.
Daily.
We do picks with other distilleries. Yeah. So like we've got Knob Creek. Well, actually, what's that shelf, Tom? I bet that shelf's got 10 different barrel picks that we've done on the shelf that we sell. So if you come in right in our foyer, right when you come in, we've got all of our bottles for sale that we've done picks with. And I think there's about 10 of them out there right now. So we try to do, we used to do a pick a month just about. We've kind of slowed down since we started putting our own brand out, so we probably only do 4 or 5 a year ish, maybe 6. We used to do 12, 13 a year, so but we still got a bunch of them.
Is it you two specifically doing the picks, or do you have a team?
Members. We usually take members on the pick, so it'll be me and or Tommy, and then however many we can take of our members along with us.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, very good. You got something?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So explain to us real quick, as far as you guys got into the YouTube reviews, and I know that we watched the Deep Purple, and you guys recently did the Booker's 2501. What other memorable ones do you remember having? Maybe it doesn't have to be 2025, but what memorable ones do you that comes to mind? Perhaps either one of you guys.
I mean, I think that after doing this for not quite a year and a half, I think if I was to go back and look at the reviews that I've done for each of them, I'm pretty confident that I'm close, and I think our number is close. I think there's, one particularly sticks out, but I think there's probably 3 or so that I could go back and go, I don't know, my palate was very generous that day or something. But, being able to review the Larrikin, being able to review the Russell's 15, being able to review this last year's William LaRue Weller. Listen, I'm the first one to bash on a Buffalo Trace product if it doesn't hold court. But this last year's William LaRue Weller, to me, I know it took not a lot of people who reviewed it, or some of the people who reviewed it didn't like it. I thought it was very, very vintage 13, 15, 17, back when William LaRue Weller was heads above anything else in the BTAC. So those are the ones that, to me, that kind of stand out. I like when we have surprises. And I learned this. I don't know if you're familiar with Michael Veach.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Veach, very, very famous bourbon writer. And so we had somebody write in one of our on our podcast, on the notes on the question, said, look, you guys you never bash anything. You never say it sucks. And so the way that what I learned and Josh learned from Michael Veach is that if you don't see us review it, guess what?
Right, because we're just not going to do that.
I love that about Michael. He told me that one time, and I was like, that's brilliant. And he's like, I'm not going to bash a product. He goes, but if I've never written anything about it, guess what?
That's your
telltale. So I tell you, that kind of makes me think about so both of your question and Tommy's comment. Detling is another distillery.
Oh my gosh, I was trying to think of them earlier.
Yeah, so we did a review of them, and we had Detling on Michael Veach's porch back in the day when it was only like 2 years old. Again, a little young, but really good for what it was. And then we reviewed it again a few weeks ago, I guess, maybe a month or two ago. And it's very, very, very unique. Very chocolatey. It's a really good, everything they've been putting out is fantastic. So we'd like to get more involved with them. But so I think my answer to your question would have been more of the surprises, because we'll throw some stuff on there and we'll taste it. thinking that we're going to review it and, go, this is not going to make it to YouTube because like we're not going to like this. And then all of a sudden we're like, dang, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And so it ends up being on YouTube, and it was like we just didn't expect that out of what we were doing, because we just pretty much take what looks interesting of what comes in the door and like, let's just review it and see what it is. And so I think the surprises have been the best part of the podcast, just being able to review things that we have low expectations for.
Yeah, I would
and
agree
it ends
with
up
that.
being pretty good.
I would agree.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the kind of, I guess, a new trend of the American single malts?
Oh,
Yeah, I know Charlie's not a big
Man.
fan, but
Here we
yeah, I
go.
mean,
I
Here we
tried.
Yeah. Can
I
we end the podcast now?
dude, you know what? I'm with you, Josh. I think I get the feeling vibe what you're about to say, but go ahead.
I spent 3 months. Tommy and I do not like Scotch or Irish whiskey or any malted beverage of any kind. That's 10% malt, 12%, that's fine, but 50%, that's too much. So I tried, and I was like, hey, this single malt stuff's getting popular. The American single malt's coming out. It's going to be a category. So I'm going to dig in and just drink nothing but American single malts, and I'm going to acquire this taste. And after about 3 months, I was like, nope. It's not happening. I'm done. I'll never drink another single malt ever again because I tried and I don't like it. It's just how it is.
I'm about a month behind you. I'm right in the middle of it, and I'm still searching.
I know. I just
It's not
couldn't
an
do
American whiskey thing. It's a
it. I've
Scotch
acquired
thing.
a taste for a lot of things, and I just can't do it. It just is not me.
yeah, we've been trying. I
I
think
old line on it.
I think the best
That was
we've had was
decent.
Old Line. We had them on a couple weeks ago, and I think of the single malts that we've had, the American single malts, they were one of the best.
Well, that was one of the shows I excused myself from the show because like you guys were saying, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
I actually was off camera for that. But Tommy, I one of your guys' reviews, you had mentioned, and I'm starting to catch up with your guys' videos. You mentioned about you are done with Amberana.
Well, it's horrible.
What? Come on.
Well, it's horrible. And so, in my, listen, I love to talk whiskey. I love to talk American whiskey, and I'm ready for everything to go back to let's just see who can make the best Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It doesn't even have to be Kentucky. It doesn't even have to be Kentucky. Let's see who can make the best straight bourbon whiskey. No, second maturation stuff for the most part sucks. We are trying some stuff ourselves. What I am finding myself a little bit interested in is very, very faint honey. I think there's something there, and so we are trying it for the first time. But no, Amberana, it doesn't work because it's almost in the vodka category.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, now
Amberana has a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, you either
We're
love it or
halfway
you hate
joking,
it.
but,
And I like it. I'll say it's a guilty pleasure. I typically will drink it in the November, December because it tastes like Christmas to me. So that's when I enjoy it. But it's got its place, but I think you either love it or hate it.
yeah, and I think with the Amberana, I mean, it's very sensitive as far as the time in the barrel because it could be way overdone.
Yeah, like RD1 makes an Amberana.
They
it is
do.
like
now there
pure.
is one that I did.
RD1
Josh,
makes
who
a
was the
good
one
one.
that we liked? The very first.
RD1's a good one. And then Pablo's.
Yeah, Pablo's.
Rare
He
character.
likes Pablo's.
Yeah.
His was good. But other than that, no. I'm out.
Okay, no. Hold on, Tommy. Let's try this. So this is Crittenton
Okay.
down in Mississippi. Their
Okay,
own
I've heard.
distillate.
Okay.
It's called Cut Above. It's an Amberano, cognac, tawny, port, and sherry cask finish. Now I know that's driving you nuts right now.
Hold on. You're moving the goalposts now. You're putting hold on. I'm talking about bourbon whiskey made with the Amberana. Of course it's going to be good. It's got port. You're going to get the raisins, the sweetness. You're going to get all the good stuff because you're going to hide the Amberana.
Oh my God! Will you quit? This is so great. I'm telling you, this is one of the best bourbons I ever had.
I'll bet it
No,
is.
it's not.
Is
No,
it-
it is not.
Do they consider that a cigar batch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting mix. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's
It is
like
the
four
phenomenal
different.
pour.
Yeah,
It probably is. It probably is.
I'd like
I'm
to
just
check it
joking.
out. We'll try it. We'll figure it out. We'll try
Yeah,
to get it.
we'll try to get a bottle.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever able to get a hold of the Wildcast from the University of Kentucky and the James B. Beam Institute?
We did.
You ever get any of that?
We did not heard about
Is that
it.
the
We
one
had
with-
a really good friend of ours. She went through all the classes and all that. Was that part of that deal?
No, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stacy went through all that. We didn't get
Oh,
it.
is that? I was
Yeah.
thinking that was the one with the basketball players. Is that
No,
what-
that
You went
okay.
through the academy.
Yeah, this is from the James B. Institute. They had a professor that was he was actually from Bardstown. He was like one of the originators of the Discovery series at Bardstown.
nice.
Herb Henneman was his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a professor there, and he was able to acquire some Bardstown and Jim Beam barrels, and they had a commercialization class where they went through and actually learned how to blend, and they actually sold made this bottle, and they're going to do it on an annual basis and tie it to the course, the
Great.
degrees.
That's
Oh,
really
We had
good.
that when we were in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. I would not have been an engineer.
Whiskey Sippers is asking, since we're talking about categories, what do you guys think about American Light Whiskey? I think that's coming a little bit easier than malt.
Yeah, I think our GM Chris really likes it. He's
Yeah.
he's,
I
he's
was going to say, I just looked over. As soon as I saw that, when I looked over at him,
yeah.
we have one in-house that someone brought us, and what's the proof? American
100.
Light Whiskey. Like 160. We have one in the house that sits on the shelf back in the office. I think it's 164.
Oh my God!
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane.
So
I don't know.
when you say in house, so you guys did it?
No,
No, it's just someone brought us.
Someone
We-
brought it
Oh,
in. It's not
yeah.
even on the menu. It's just in the back.
No, we get stuff brought to us and that type of thing. People want us to try it or whatever, but no, it's got to. It still needs to fit into our specs before it gets on the wall.
The obtainium. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's popular. I get it. I mean, the proof. If you're chasing proof, it's definitely the way to go because it's it's always going to be up there. But 99.1, I think, is the mash bill, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
99 corn.
That's in that level of Edwin Coe at 176 proof. I don't know if you ever had any of
Oh,
that.
no, not that. Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
Man, yeah,
Yeah. We did the 155 on camera. We did the 155-1 Coy Hill.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
It was delicious.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So we actually put out a product. We have two series. We have a definitive and we have an exceptional series. And our first exceptional was 146-1.
Yeah.
And
20
so-
year. 20 year Kentucky
20-year
straight
Kentucky
bourbon.
straight. First time that we could find, we put it out there because we wanted to see if anyone had ever done a at least 20 years old Kentucky straight bourbon that was hazmat, and we believe we're the first one to ever do it because most people are sensible enough to cut that down and make more bottles. Our yield was 29 bottles.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Yeah. It
Holy
was a
crap!
short barrel, but it was
good. It's very
We
good.
had
and there's
some of
not
that
much
last
left of
night
it.
too. Yeah.
Oh
so
my God!
it's,
29 barrels. Jesus.
yeah. It's probably it's most people, anybody that has it, it's top 3 best ever. It's very,
There's a couple
very
of reviews
unique.
on YouTube there's a couple guys that reviewed it on YouTube and they're pretty into the industry. And if you watch, just type in exceptional 1, the one guy he's blown away. He said some of the finest whiskey he's ever had.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it is. It's the mouthfeel, the proof, the depth, the flavor. It was a special barrel that we just got lucky to find.
For sure.
So a few comments in here. It talks about obtainium. You guys
That's what Josh was talking about.
That's
okay.
the light whiskey brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's popular. I think.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace product even? It might. I can't.
Oh, speaking of Buffalo Trace
We're out
product,
of Iowa.
Iowa product.
Yeah, Chris said they're out of Iowa.
so people are going nuts over this buff turkey stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
I'm
We've
not
had
sure-
it. I mean,
I'm not sure if I'm there yet.
no,
but-
we passed on those barrels. We had an opportunity to buy some for our brand, and we passed. I mean, it's they're good. don't get me wrong, they're definitely good, but I think
Some of them were good.
Yeah, you got to get the right ones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we got a bluegrass. We haven't cracked this one yet. This is the Bluegrass Distilling Elkwood Reserve.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about it. It's 123 proof, but yeah.
that's
But,
about right.
One of the recent ones that we've had from like a legacy still, we had that chocolate redux. I don't know if it's redo or redux or whatever. That thing is freaking awesome. 139. Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy, I haven't said this to you off camera, but you know where that came from.
I do know where that came from.
We tried to get it.
We tried to get it because
off.
we had it, but we had it at 155.
Yeah.
Oh,
They cut that.
Really?
Or they blended it down to that number. Yeah. They had a ton of 150 proof plus chocolate. It was left over from their first chocolate. If you look back at their series, they did a chocolate a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they ended up running the still. I can't remember the exact story, but they ran the still and they ended up banking like a whole lot of extra barrels of that chocolate because they couldn't get it out of the still. It just kept running it, trying to get it out of the still.
Okay.
So they ended up with all this hazmat stuff. And so we got to sample it. I have about a quarter of a bottle at the house here.
I'm gonna tell you what. Listen, I have sipped a lot of whiskey with Josh. We do reviews, but I remember when he sipped that 155, he was chasing down the Woodford people, basically. I mean, seriously, it's right up his wheelhouse, and it was. Don't get me wrong, it was delicious. But that's right in his wheelhouse.
So yeah, sure. I would promote that bottle. That chocolate redux is probably fantastic.
Yeah. Well, when I did it, I mean,
tell them your exact words.
My exact words was,
it's this orgasmic freaking bottle.
Yeah. I can imagine. I haven't had it yet, but like I said, we had it before they, blended it.
About a year
it was
before
amazing then. Yeah.
Nothing compares to what you had. Good God. 150. Good Lord. I'm salivating now.
And it was on there was nothing on the bottle. We just know who told us and when they got it. It was a very indescript bottle.
No, I mean,
but it was good.
You guys came into something like that. You guys ever wondered yourselves, like, what are we doing here? Like, how do we get to this point? And we are fortunate to get these connections and get to these kind of whiskeys that maybe obviously a lot of people don't have. I mean, you ever step back and kind of wonder that yourselves?
For sure.
Daily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a blessing for sure.
I feel so blessed every day that I walk in here. I'm the first one in here in the mornings. I love coming in here when it's dark and I sit and I act like I'm doing work and I basically just sit and look at the wall 3.5 years in. I feel that blessed. I mean, I do. And I've learned to get the heck out of the way when the real team gets here. Our staff is second to none. I get out of the way. I stay out of their way. But all the time, man, I feel so blessed to be a part of this. You just can't. I mean, there was nobody asking us to be on a podcast 4 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And I mean, we're not really. I mean, I guess we've done something, but we're not anything special.
No.
And so to be able to be a part of what people are doing, they're blending something new, or they've got something that they want us to try and they bring it in and we get to experience that with them. It's just, it's for us, it's the relationships that we built, throughout the last 3.5, 4 years and just getting to know the industry. And, the bourbon industry is super generous, to a fault. They will give you, they love just giving away, come taste my stuff, come do this and come do that. And, they're very charitable. We do a lot of stuff for charity. Mm-hmm. And so, the bourbon industry is it's a cool group of people, and it's been good to get to know a lot of them.
True.
Well, the whole industry itself. I mean, even in the bourbon community.
They can't hear you.
No, they can't hear me?
No, you're off mic.
Sorry. Sorry, I had to fix something there.
He's infatuated with TikTok.
I got TikTok going on here, but
that ain't my jam.
The bourbon community.
Sorry, TikTokers, I love you all, but I'm just saying I'm a YouTuber.
The bourbon community. I mean, everybody's very generous. Everybody's very friendly. Everybody's down to earth. It seems it's just anytime anybody needs assistance with anything, you just speak up.
Yeah, I mean, we've done fundraisers
Yeah.
and people just gladly chip in, and there's like very little negativity, if anything. You definitely can count on this community like no other. And I would imagine you guys feel the love too, where you guys are at. But man, we appreciate you guys coming on. And I first heard about you guys, honestly, even a little bit before. I heard most of you from that Larrikin video, but
Yeah,
we started hearing whispers about your guys' festivals.
Okay. Yeah, come on out.
And your
cool.
premium restaurant, which I love some premium food. Ain't gonna lie.
It's a good experience. You get to sit in there and, the wall's kind of right on you. So you get to look at 2,400 bottles of different, bourbons, and you're kind of surrounded by it. And we've got barrels all around, and the staff, like Tommy mentioned it. I mean, our staff is second to none. They do an excellent job. They don't leave anything, undone. So you're very well taken care of. It's first class service, and you just, it's a great place to bring. It's a good special events place, we say, but it's also a great place to, bring friends and whatnot. And you never know who's in there.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You just never know who you're walking in on. Last night, we had a handful of industry people in there, and you may not know who they are, but they're in there. So it's kind of cool to go in and see different people that you might recognize if you're a bourbon fan. So
one of my favorite news stories, and I have a bunch, but this is my newest and latest and greatest. I was doing a tasting for a gentleman whose wife had gotten him a tasting with just a really intimate thing. I'm sitting at their table. I'm going over these 4 whiskeys, and we had a blast. And so his wife tells me that his favorite all-time whiskey is Old Carter, which, if you remember Old Carter, he's had a couple different. He's Old Carter now. He was Kentucky Owl at first, but he loved Old Carter. And it could not have played out any better than it did, because right behind him was Mark Carter.
Shut up.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you the story. So I see Mark. So I start kind of smiling as he's telling me his love affair with he goes out and tries to find Old Carter stuff, and his wife has found him a couple bottles. So I asked him, I said, excuse me just for a minute. So I go over there and get Mark, and I'm like, Mark, I need you to come over to this table. It was like they saw Elvis, man. It was crazy. It was the Beatles in Watch Hill proper. It was the coolest thing. So Mark sat. This is Mark Carter, and this is our industry members right here. Mark pulled up a chair. He's with his people. He pulls up a chair and just talked to this guy for 5 or 10 minutes, and it just made this guy's whole trip.
right.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Oh my God. Can you imagine? He's going to talk about that memory for the rest of his
Forever.
life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you've also given me an excuse now, because my wife gets on me about my 500 bottles of bourbon that I have, that I'm crazy. And what are you doing? Why do you have all these? All I got to do is point to you guys. You got 2,400. So get off my back.
There you go. There you go.
But man, what a great, I think there's a couple of YouTuber channels in here. I think we're getting some ideas together to where we may have to do
We may have to do a little meetup down there.
I think that is just, that'd be
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, come on. We can do a show. We
sure.
we can set you up, do a show in the library or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we
We've done them
want to go down there, see you guys. We also want to go see Greg. He invited us down there to, see his place, and he's a great man. He's a great person to have on. His personality is absolutely wonderful. I love the accent he has too.
I'm actually in our library. So.
Oh, nice! Look at that, guys.
So you can kind of see. Can you see the wall from there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh
it's in
yeah.
the back.
Look at that.
So all the barrels up on top and everything. It's a good experience. So it's fun. Yeah, but like nothing beats good service. So it doesn't matter what it looks like inside of its service and is it
That's
good.
true.
So
Very true.
yeah,
Right.
Our staff's excellent.
And it sounds like your guys' menu is equally exceptional, right?
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's pretty. I love your modesty right there. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Bullshit. It's freaking awesome. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's cool.
You got some people already checking out your menu online because they made some comments in here about your guys' menu.
Yeah,
How fantastic.
it's a little. Yeah, we used to make him. We don't have room on there anymore, but we used to make Chef actually like because he's got these names and all these fancy ingredients, and I wasn't raised that way. So I'm like, Michael, I don't know what any of this stuff is. So,
we don't know what Amberana is, so we don't
well,
know.
all these fancy vegetables and things. I'm like, he's like, oh, yeah. So I'm like, can you just put something underneath each item that says, like, in English what this really is, So he used to have little quotes, about each dish and kind of explaining it in layman's terms for us regular people. But but it is, everything's, when you order it, you're like, oh, that's a mushroom. I get it now. So
Oh, man. So to your guys' YouTube channel, how often can we expect the videos out for the viewers out there aren't familiar with you all? Obviously, I highly recommend you guys go out and subscribe them to you all. But, what does that schedule look like?
It's every Thursday morning. They come out like early Thursday morning. So every Thursday they post. So
and I know you guys did bomb burgers
this week. Yeah, bomb burgers this week, and we've tried to start bringing on people. We've done 4 or 5 of them so far, interviews of our own, where we're bringing in people who also own bourbon bars and restaurants around the country. So we're hoping to do more of that down the road, and those will be a little more sporadic, but the reviews are every Thursday.
Nice. Interesting. Yeah. And then tell everybody at home once more as far as how to get to you guys, as far as location, things of that nature, before we wrap up here, if you want to tell them.
Yeah, so around the Gene Snyder, outside Louisville on the northeast side. It's the last exit before you get to I-71 on the Gene Snyder. It's exit. I don't know the exit number, Tommy? I don't even know the exit number.
I know the address is 11201. So
yeah, you can Google it. Watch it proper. You can't miss it. I mean, it comes right up. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get to. And so yeah, we'd love to have you come out and bring your appetite and get ready to drink. I think our cocktail. We didn't really mention our cocktails, but
go ahead.
We got some of the coolest cocktails. I mean, they're jaw dropping cool. I mean, all of our cocktails are only American whiskey, so you don't get anything that's not, you don't get vodka, tequila, rum. We don't make anything with those spirits. We don't even have them in the house, so don't ask for it. So all we carry is American whiskey, and so all of our cocktails are made with American whiskey. And so we don't carry beer either.
But they made 2 beers.
Yeah, but we have 2 beers on the menu.
Or 3 beers.
They're made with whiskey.
Oh, really?
And and it'll blow your mind, because you order the summer shanty, and it's got a head on it, and it's in a beer glass, and
what the heck?
you will hops. Yeah. You'll think you're like, this is not a beer, and it is not a beer.
You taste it and you're like, damn,
a cocktail.
Yeah.
So we've got margaritas, we've got
dirty martini.
Dirty martini. Yep, that's new on the menu, made with whiskey. So it's a cool program, very fun. So it's fun to great wine. The ladies like it. If they're not bourbon drinkers, great wine, great cocktails, obviously great food. So,
wow. I can tell you this right now. I think we're definitely going to be having to plan something to come down there and.
Oh, you just have we just need to get an excuse.
Yeah,
yeah. Holler at us to make sure we know you're coming.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you for sure and let you know.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to maybe do another follow up down the road too, to especially maybe when we get closer to your guys' festival bit. We can talk more about that and what that all is about.
Yeah, tickets should go on sale in the next week or 2. So.
Okay.
We'll be on our website. Yeah, if you want to get into the garden, you can always buy them on site. You don't have to buy them in advance. The VIP stuff will go on sale, and then of course, like I said, if you just want to come and enjoy the music and have a beverage, you can do that for free. So
hey, David B knows where it is, Brownsboro Road.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Brownsboro Road exit, but I was trying to think of the exit number.
I couldn't think of the number.
I can't remember what it is.
Every now and then we got some. Well, everybody in chat's a lot smarter than we are. We just throw them off.
Agreed.
So, hey guys, thanks for coming on. Man, what a fantastic ride this was. We'd like to have you guys back on maybe before you guys' festival. We can help promote that.
I appreciate it.
What a great time! And for those who watch it live, that's awesome. replays, things like that. Enjoy it. This interview could not go any better.
Yeah, we very much appreciate you guys' time coming on tonight.
No,
Yep,
thanks
we
for having
enjoyed
us.
it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's
All right,
great.
guys. You guys are a lot of fun. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right.
All right, we'll see y'all.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good job, buddy.
Good enough. Yeah,
That was badass.
that was good. That was very good. These guys are they're very personable. I
They're
mean,
personal, top
yeah.
notch. I want to be them when I grow up. So
Yeah, me too.
oh man, they don't even have a bad day at work. I mean, I'm sure they do, but
Yeah.
but man, what kind of awesome ass job is that?
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, real quick, if you guys want to get to the super chat to get that deep purple that they talked about at the beginning of the show as one of their favorite bourbons of all time.
Yep.
Do a $5 super chat, and you'll also get the Bookers, the new McBrayer number 5, and the Old Forester Black Label. I just threw something odd in there that maybe some of y'all don't have. I love the Old Forester Black Label.
Yeah.
But that's part of our $5 super chat tonight, and then we got a hashtag going on. Hashtag proper. Real quick, I want to go back to a particular comment that Scotty said, and this is great. Can you work on that part?
Would be interesting to interview the owners of Jack Rose and Molten.
In DC, and then if you want to write that down in your little book,
I can definitely do that.
you know what? If you guys sit there and just blurt out shit for him, he's like a bloodhound. He will go after them, and he will go after them, and they will come on just to get rid of us. So yes, if you guys have anybody on that you guys can think of that you guys would like to have on the show, put it in the chat. Now, to be fair, I'm gonna tell you all, we're booked until end of July?
End of July, yeah.
And we are going to make some exceptions coming up.
Yes.
Do you want to announce maybe some of that?
Yeah.
We have some Tuesdays interviews coming on only because they're time sensitive.
Yes.
Jeff?
We have a couple. The first one is going to be on the 27th of May. That's a Tuesday, I believe. Anybody knows, we've had Marlene Holmes from Milam and Green on a few times. She's fantastic. She reached out to me today. They have a new release coming up. It's a 2-bottle release that will be announced in the next week or so. So as far as timing wise, because we're already booked for next Thursday, we're working on the 27th for her to come on and discuss and talk about what the new release is and everything else. Anybody that doesn't know, she is the just recently inducted into the Whiskey Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And she's like one of the first females
to
do that. And she's a great person. So the 27th is what we're looking at for her. Beyond that, we're looking at Sarah from, if anybody remembers, it's Bourbon Night. She has moved on
to Dark
Arts, and we are working on a date. It'll be another Tuesday night instead of our Thursday. Again, like I said, we're kind of booked until the end of July, but it kind of being a timing thing. We're going to try and get her on a Tuesday night, and we'll announce all that beforehand, and we'll put it out all on our socials and everything, and let you guys know for sure when everything's going to happen. But those are the two that are kind of oddball nights. It'll also be probably a whiskey, Cask 529 trivia study group again.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I'm making an excuse for
somehow.
Group, yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan right now. Who was that? Multi Nomash?
Scotty said it was. Hold on here. Yeah, there we go.
Multi Nomash Whiskey Library. Okay.
I'm not sure how that. I don't think that's how you
Is
pronounce
that
it, but that's
Portland, Oregon, or Portland, Maine?
Oh, good question. Real quick, there's a lot of people that joined on since we last said hello. So, Sweet Lisa, cheers to you. James Morgan, good night, and cheers, if that's possible. Also, Donald Smith, thanks for the super chats. You got 3 entries in for tonight, so I appreciate you. And
if God made bourbon, he would want it 51% corn.
Hard bear, no extra except time.
Oh, that's what Tommy, I guess, had said.
Yeah, corn. You know what? I can't argue with that.
No,
you really can't.
No,
like, he's right. Like it's a funny. At some point, you start getting away from, and Tommy's right. I mean, you start getting away from bourbon, period, and you start I'm enjoying the journey as far as them adding into secondary barrels. Obviously, I've mentioned that, but yes, I guess at some point is you know what? Let's just see who can make the best bourbon. Period.
It's getting to be too
Don't
much.
Finish it. Don't do
right.
anything. Just
It's
make
getting
a
to
damn
be
good
too
bourbon.
much finished bourbon.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it, but I mean, there are some really good finished bourbons out there.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob's on tonight. Welcome, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, Bob. I'm glad you enjoyed the interview. Thanks for hopping on. Mr. Let's see here. Tom Black. Yes. You already said hi to me. Oh, okay. I don't remember who I say hi to. I'm not sure, but my memory's so short. Bill Thomas, owner of Jack Rose, also business partner with Mark. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. That's your wheelhouse right there.
Yeah, it is.
You like learning about
because
that,
I'm actually talking to Mark Carter too.
Yeah, so there you go. David B would like to have Hard Truth Distillery on if you could work on that.
I can work on that as well.
And which, by the way, that's Whiskey Sipper's latest barrel.
Latest pick won't be available till August, I think he said.
That was good.
It was.
Ain't gonna lie. So yeah, that was good. And then and I apologize, and Cass can attest to this, and so can Whiskey Sippers, and some other channels too. Sometimes the chat, it goes kind of not really berserk, but it goes too fast for the eyes. So
Yeah.
if I accidentally miss something you felt that was important to say, believe me, say it again in chat.
Yeah.
And don't worry about being repetitive or anything. And that might be my first time or our first time seeing it. Yeah. By all means,
because it does. Sometimes there'll be like 6 or 7 right in a row, and it kind of splits up right there. And
so we don't do anything on purpose. We love all of you guys, and we want to hear from everybody's opinion. Because again, we've said it before. This is your guys' channel, not ours. So however you guys want this to be made, we will definitely do that.
Yeah, and definitely be on the lookout for that festival coming up August 16th, and then getting some tickets. I mean, $50 a ticket's not bad.
For 29 distillers?
Yeah, that's not
we'll
bad
never
at
get
all.
through all of them.
No, not bad
Dave's
at all.
Bogus Hang says sipping on sample bomb burgers PFG from Gandy. It's not a milkshake. Well, I guess you won't be sucking that through that straw, will you? We're gonna make that into a damn shirt. I'm telling you. So
and just a couple other quick reminders. We have Bourbon on the Banks coming up October 4th. If you have not gotten tickets yet, we've got a 10% off discount code. It's ballz with a Z. Get you 10% off. And then also don't forget about the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, which we're going to be at both of those as well. That is sold out, but they do have other events going on around.
Yes.
Old Louisville. Yep. I've got them on my list too. I'll rewrite that, but
and David B would like to have the Neely family.
Yes, got them on as well.
What we do, guys, we just throw mud at the wall, and whatever sticks becomes our interviews. Not that our interview people are mud. They're not. They're awesome people. I guess we're the mud. But anyways, William Hall, thanks for the $5 super chat. I will definitely put you in for tonight.
Just give everybody a little bit of an insight. I mean, I'm
not sure if people want to hear it.
Probably not, but I'm talking to Kay Luke. I'm talking to Penelope. I'm talking to Ari Sussman, who has the Gypsy with Eric Church, and they've got the 3-chord. There's another one too that Ari's with. So I'm talking with him. Even Tyler Boone. They got the Boone bourbon. I've got a list of just people that I'm talking to, trying to get schedules. Again, we are
people probably wonder what the fuck does Charlie do?
Why not? Yeah, no shit. What do you do? No, but we are booked until the end of July. We've got a few in July that are more local. We've got Indian Creek, and we have Hainer, which are out of Troy, Ohio.
Well, you're getting a lot of requests right here. You have to go back in the chat.
I'll probably
Torb like to see Cedar Ridge.
Cedar Ridge is a good one. Crittenden, I'm talking to them as well. Lake Erie.
Crittenden for my own for my own sanity.
I know.
Old Dominic, Lake Erie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Get on it, slacker. Good God, man. What have you been doing all the time?
Dude, we're into July, and I got people tentative into August and September. So yeah,
I do. I appreciate all your hard effort.
Yeah.
That's right.
I guess.
I don't know. All right, let's get this spin on the way.
It's all fun. It's all good. It's all for you
hashtag
guys.
proper for the free drawing. We didn't announce what the samples are beginning. We're just going to give you a mystery sample pack.
Yeah,
Just because I got to be honest with you, we didn't have time to figure this out because we were busy on whiskey sippers. So we're just going to get a sample pack. We'll figure it out after the show. I don't
Yeah,
get too
we'll
much
do
pressure right now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I mean, we won't give you crap. You know that.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Fresh is off the table. So there's some free other ones. But maybe we'll include Remus 9 in that. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll do Remus 9.
Okay, that'll work. Boundary Oak. I have been talking to them as well. Yeah. So.
All right. Oh, Rip and Sips. That's neat. I like your name there.
Yeah.
That's new.
Nice.
Hey, if you're a channel, put your channel stuff in here.
That's right.
Stan. We're not doing I mean, we can do Strand of Hands, and I've heard great things about Strand of Hands, but
Colorado, yeah.
we may have to get Bob back in here on that one.
That may be. But Strand of Hands, I mean, they do have a couple good
Well,
lines.
Bourbon Barry said that was one of the best single malts.
One of the best single malts, right? I've got a bottle at home that I haven't cracked
Stevens
yet.
Cone, we are not doing 5 months, dude. We found that out tonight.
Yeah, guys. Do we
Do
say
you guys
that here?
know that? Did we ever say this before?
No.
We were on Todd's stream, and
Yeah, we just found this out. I mean,
well, we didn't read the bottle.
we didn't read. I'm learning to read last week. No. But this fresh bottle is aged for at least 5 months in a 6-gallon barrel. So that kind of lends itself to the flavor, lack thereof, or whatever you want to call that flavor.
Keeper's Heart? I don't think so, people.
No, that's Keeper's Heart is good. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, that'll be a Bob show.
That would be a Bob need to come back on. And that show did very well when I was.
It did.
It did. It really did. Reminder.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of race is this?
That is the Preakness. Is it Preakness?
I don't know.
I think
I'm
it
not a
is.
horsey guy.
Yeah, because the Kentucky Derby winner bowed out.
I thought journalism won.
No, journalism, no.
Who won? Anyways, I'm not a horse guy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. Let's do this spin.
You do have to be here, so
I think everybody knows that by now.
okay.
Here we go. Hashtag proper. Man, those are fun guys, by the way.
Oh, they were great.
Bourbon Hunter Lee, he's going for the last man in thing. We've had so many people win last man in.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go.
Who's it gonna be? Tommy S.
You did that twice. It's not Tommy. Tammy. You
Tammy, damn it.
You blind shit. You've done that so many times.
You said the S word, mother.
You know what? That deserves it because this is twice now.
My bad, Tammy. God.
Bless, man.
I do have
You
glasses.
have 1, 2, couple jobs to do, and you can't even do half of it. God bless, man.
Okay.
Tammy, I apologize for this guy on my right. That's awesome. Yeah, well done, Tammy. You win. You can write it down.
Oh, shit. I almost did that one, didn't I? All right. So hashtag proper was Tammy.
Border. I'm not even putting that up there. Is Tammy here, by the way? I think it looks back in chat.
That's right. Tammy, are you here?
I believe so. Hold on.
Hello, Tammy.
Burrow.
Hello, Tammy. There you are. There she is.
What the heck? I'm not going to highlight that. What in the world?
We don't know.
What is that? What?
I don't know.
I can't even highlight that.
But Tammy is here.
Yes. Thank God.
Congrats.
Yes, Tammy. Congrats. Jess has had lunch with. Hey, you dumbass. Look what Brian just put up there on chat. You've had lunch with this person. Holy hell.
I have. I have.
Yes, when you went up to freaking.
Oh, all right. Yeah. At,
You're worse than I am.
up at
High Bank.
High Bank. Shit. My bad, Tammy.
Can you pronounce your damn name right? And he had lunch with you.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, I have lots to say. Criminy Christmas. All right, we're gonna also do the. We're gonna do the super chat giveaway too. Oh, this is a nice one. They're gonna get Deep Purple.
Yeah. This Deep Purple, the Judge, batch number 5, the new Booker's 2025-01, and then one of Charlie's favorite, Old Forester, the Black Label.
I do like Old Forester, the
Yep.
Black Label.
That is the see, what's this one? Man, it's only 100 proof.
I understand that.
Yeah.
It is only 100 proof. However, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let me do new. All right, let me put all these people in chat. And let me have everybody double check it. Make sure I got the correct amount of entries. Let me share the screen. Yeah, Jeff is new. Criminy. I swear. That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny not.
I'm sorry. That's right. Zach, you're right. 100% right.
Oh, we're doing a duck race. My bad.
Oh, I thought we were doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing a duck race. Give me a second, people. Talk to Jeff for a second.
I can't see the chat, so
I know, but just talk.
just talk. All right, just talk.
People love your updates.
Nah,
I
I
get
got
emails all the time saying, "Man, when is Jeff gonna do some more updates?"
No, I've got no updates. I am posting a calendar for every month. if
You are. I
anybody
do
see
like
that.
it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
Kind of just puts it out there for you, let you see what's out and what's coming up. Makes it a little easier. Maybe reduce some of my announcements. Maybe.
I'm gonna give you a hard time. I appreciate all the hard work you put in it.
I do try.
You do. I can tell when you're on your kick. I've told people this story before about how your text messages are just so ungodly.
Yeah, I write books every now and then.
All right, let me share the screen and then show everybody. Let me make sure no one came late so I don't forget it, and then they automatically get something. Oh, see, Keith, try to slide one in there for me. He tried to be an automatic winner.
Did he?
Keith Landon, all the way spelled out.
You sure? You already got him in there.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
He has a strategy.
Oh, does he?
He sits there and just staggers.
Oh, okay. I get you.
Yeah.
All right.
So Keith is the last one. Oh, look at that. Got 2 Keeper's Heart today for Jeff Samples.
Nice. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm sorry. All right, let's do this. All right, so real quick, we got Dave twice for a $10 super chat. Gandy, Keith, number 1. CA Scotty for 2 entries. David, I would imagine it's David B. Well, there's only one David in here, so I can't go wrong. Donald Smith, 1, 2, and we got you later. Bortner, Glandon again. Stan Sabick, Donald Smith again. Shauna Carr, William Hall, and Keith Glandon. Keith does that little. He's got strategy in the way he does those things.
Mm-hmm. So shuffle. Let's shuffle 7 times.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna do a moose. We never done a moose. Oh, Marty Moose.
Marty Moose.
You know where Marty Moose is?
Marty Moose. Yeah, it's from Chevy Chase and yeah.
Shauna, that needs to be a
Mhm.
quiz.
7
Jeff
times shuffle.
Steph or Jeff still won't show up, but that should be a trivia on your show.
A little busy last night. My apologies.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, here,
All right,
we,
here we
go. Who's it going to be?
Oh, turn that oh, it's actually kind of, yeah, the great outdoors. You know what? Yeah, Wally World.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's David Tanko. Well, David B, thank God you didn't go in super chat. Otherwise, you both would have won. Because I didn't put down the last name. I should learn.
Yeah.
I should learn from now not to do that.
Jeff wasn't there last night. No.
No, surprise,
sorry,
surprise,
Ryan.
everybody.
Yeah.
I think he's being facetious.
I know he is.
'Cause we did like Where's Waldo. And you don't have to be here, obviously, to do a super chat. We will contact you by email in this case that the winner is not here.
Man, got 10
That's a
seconds.
tight race here.
Yeah, it is. Man, Keith's leading it. Here comes C.A.
Oh,
Scotty.
see, Scotty. Maybe. Yes. He leads the herd.
There it
See,
is.
Scotty's the winner. All
Yeah.
right. Nice. You get the deep purple among the other.
The judge number 5.
Ironically,
Booker.
he ordered the judge 5.
Did he?
Yeah, so he now has a sample of it. You know what, CA Scott, it's up to you. We will let you make this choice if you want to sub out. Oh, you know what we can do?
Give him 4.
There you go.
If you want it.
If you want it, because I don't want to. I'm trying to. I'll eliminate like duplications.
Yeah. Because
Um,
if you bought the judge bottles, number 5, and I don't know if you've had number 4, but we've got number 4 we can give
yeah,
you.
we can substitute that out if that's something that.
It's up to you.
Yeah, let us know.
Yep.
You don't know? Let us know in chat. Then let us know.
Give him fresh instead.
Yeah. So yeah, let's give him the 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So write that down if you don't mind. Yeah. So now you can compare the two. Yes, Gandy, your moose did pull a hammy. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy these interviews. We sure do.
Yeah, tonight was a good one.
Tonight was a great one. And then other than that, we'll be on next No Tuesday show.
Not this week. No,
we're
not
not trying
coming
to
up.
get in the habit of that too much. We'll be on a week again today or from today. Who do we have next week?
Next week we have. Oh man, I gotta get my list. Oh come on.
Oh, let me give you an update, Keith. Thank you for telling me. The donations for Husky Dogs pick. We had enough money at the last super chat. Is that what you're talking about? Hold on. Let me have him respond.
Yeah, I gotta get my list up here. Let's see.
Oh, thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Okay. Yes. Anything else? Who'd you say next week is?
That's what I'm trying to find my list.
Oh, let's look at the calendar. We have Liberty Pole.
Liberty Pole.
I know
that's
nothing
right.
about that.
Liberty Pole is a
Sounds like a strip club.
no. Liberty Pole is out of Washington, Pennsylvania. If anybody's familiar with the Whiskey Rebellion back in the Washington president, George Washington president, whenever he tried to impose a tax, there was a Whiskey Rebellion, and they basically prevented or stopped the tax on the whiskey at the time. That's the origination of the Whiskey Rebellion right there in Washington, Pennsylvania.
Do you think they mind if I ask them if there's a strip joint there?
You might, but I don't know. But Jim Huff is the owner, president. We have 3 different samples. One of them is that Monongahela Rye.
Monogamy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There is a single malt.
I love
there.
when Jeff tries to be serious and I just try to screw with him.
There is a American single malt up there as well, but we will go through all those with Jim next week.
Okay.
So.
All right, guys. Well,
Me too, Mr. Richie J. I'm glad the audio was good.
the audio was good. I appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time. Unfortunately, we got so rushed tonight. Not that you guys pay attention, but the Patreon outro is a little old from a few weeks ago before.
Oh, you had the intro from the intro, but you don't have the
Correct. I
outro.
didn't correct on this one, so I'll correct it next week.
Okay.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Cheers.